subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Look at the poster. It's a story primarily about Africans in America. If you know the history of foundational Black Americans.
All right, we're in the building. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the building. Round of applause to you, ladies and gentlemen. We are in here, family. We are in here. Much respect to you guys. Welcome to the Tap In, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Tap In with Tariq, and I am Tariq, and I'm glad you guys are here with me. We're ready to make it do what the hell it do. And there's a lot of people in here. Started a little later. Had to do a grocery store run. We ran out of juice in this mug, so I had to go get juice for the kids. I had to do daddy stuff. I had to go get a bunch of Capri Suns and apple juices and sunflower seeds for my damn self. And I was stuck in the damn aisle. Like, at these grocery stores, they got this thing where you got a bunch of employees in there, but they won't open up no damn aisle. There's some kind of experimental thing they're doing in these stores. They will not open up a new aisle for nothing. And you just standing there with some damn Rice Krispie treats, sunflower seeds, and Capri Suns, and baby wipes, in a long ass line, and these people ain't helping. So yeah, they do these little experiments at these grocery stores. So that kept me wasting time. But I'm here. I'm here. Glad everybody's in here. Let me give some shout outs to some of the regulars that's in the room, because we do have a lot of folks in here already. Shout out to the regulars. We got Briss, we got Sexy D, we got Rennie, we got Jamal, Trinity, Ellis, Sir Mike, Miss Brenda, MF Kush, Mikal, Sister Brooke, Anubis, D Solon, the Tethernator, and so many more. Oh man, so much stuff we got to get into on the broadcast. First, hey, everybody give me a retweet. I need everybody to give me a nice retweet. That would be phenomenal. And did you see the clip? I put up a clip on my timeline. Ryan Coogler of the phenomenal movie Sinners. He was doing an interview. Him and Michael B. Jordan, they were doing an interview. I don't know who the sister was, but in the interview, brother Ryan Coogler used the term foundational Black American. He acknowledged the lineage. And again, this I just saw the interview today. And we knew, watching the movie, we could tell that, our brother's been paying attention. Yeah, that movie was paying homage to foundational Black American culture. So people are listening to the grassroots, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let the tethers and all of these people try to play a Jedi mind trick. Family, the impact of the grassroots delineation movement is reaching far and wide, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let nobody fool you. This thing is real out here. And the thing is, there's so much mainstream acknowledgement of lineage-based ideology and identity. See, well, our brother Ryan Coogler, you signaled that the lineage-specific identity has broken through, and it's recognized in very elite creative circles. So it's a respected movement that's happening out here, respecting our lineage. That's the vibe now. And it's a shift from Pan-Africanism, no disrespect, to more lineage-based conversations. And I keep telling people how powerful the grassroots are. The grassroots is powerful, family. This is a powerful thing. Because again, Hollywood, they've always defaulted to a broad Black Pan-African identifier. So recognizing foundational Black American lineage shows that the cultural tide is turning specifically. And people are now differentiating between the foreign narratives, the immigrant narratives, and the unique foundational Black American experience. And that's a good thing. And it's done with respect. I respect how Brother Ryan did it. He did it with a lot of respect. The foundational Black American delineation movement, it's forcing cultural credit to be reassigned. See, foundational Black Americans, we've been the architects of American culture, music, fashion, slang, resistance, but we've always been just lumped in with a broader diaspora of categories. Yeah. So our brother Ryan, his recognition, that reflects a growing pressure in the media and academia to properly credit foundational Black Americans for our foundational Black American roles. And that reflects a growing political power of foundational Black American consciousness. You see, it's not just cultural, it's also political. And it shows that thought leaders and others, they're recognizing the influence of the foundational Black American voter base, the reparations movement, the demand for tangible benefits that goes beyond just symbolic gestures. And this signals a break from Hollywood gatekeeping. See, historically, Hollywood they avoided any kind of language that would empower the native Black American movements. So our brother, this is why this movie is taking off. The Ryan Coogler's boldness and just being unapologetically foundational Black American. Um, that's a paradigm shift. Black creatives, they're reclaiming their voices now. And that makes it more powerful. I always tell people, man, the power is in our ancestry here. The power is in the lineage, our direct lineage. You're not disrespecting anybody. The movement, man, this delineation movement has popularized cultural self-delineation. See, right now, the FBA wave, man, that's a new wave of cultural self-awareness among Black Americans. It's undeniable. It's powerful, you see? And we got to understand this movement, it's created a language of empowerment. It's not just about grievances, it's about power, pride, purpose. The language is affirming. The presence in a major film that reflects how foundational Black Americans that has become an empowering identity, not just a reactive one. We've proactively told them this is who we are. This is what we recognize. This is what we're going to elevate. Very powerful stuff. We really have to understand as foundational Black Americans the power that we have, and I'm so glad that that movie encapsulated all of that. Y'all need to see that movie, and if you've seen it, look at it again. You see, I'm telling you, the grassroots is always where it's at. People are going to follow our lead. When that grassroots get on code, people will follow the lead of the grassroots. Always. In Hollywood, that includes Hollywood. Hollywood projects will now seek more authenticity through foundational Black American lenses. Like movies like Sinners, it shows that stories grounded in the foundational Black American experience that resonates more deeply with audiences. Coogler using the terminology that we use that signals that future projects will be lineage specific. And it's a powerful thing. And again, Coogler he directed Black Panther, which was a global phenomenon, and which was cool. We respected that. Even in the Black Panther, there was an acknowledgement to a certain degree of the dichotomy between Black Americans and diasporic Black people. So it's a very, very powerful moment and movement that's going on here. And even in the movie, there were some acknowledgments and nods to African culture to a certain degree. And let me explain to some of the non-FBA people, because when we acknowledge our history, cats start running around talking about, oh, you niggas hate us. Oh, don't hate us. Yeah, and my brother McCall just said, yeah, not like us by Kendrick Lamar. Not like us, Kendrick Lamar. Oh, oh
Let
God.
me
Uh
explain
oh.
one fucking thing to you.
Uh
Hold
oh.
on, let me get up in my
Uh
room.
oh. Hold on. Oh damn. Uh oh.
Let me slam my door.
Okay.
Cause I'm tired of y'all black men.
Okay. Well, you're tired of yourself because, sir, you sound like a strong black man yourself.
I am tired of y'all motherfucking black ugly ass men wanna stick y'all dick
Are
in.
you looking in the mirror talking, sir? Uh,
I'm tired of y'all.
Miss Nigga, can you calm down? Are you having a breakdown because of what you see in the mirror, sir? Miss Nigga, are you okay? Why are you so hostile, sir?
Because you are just a bitch.
Well, sir,
And don't nobody
sir, you're the one taking hormone pills that's being rejected by your body. So you wannabe bitch, and your body's rejecting it. So that's a projection, Miss Nigga. Why are you so upset? Let's have an intervention. Why are you so upset, sir?
I'm not upset, sweetheart.
Then why
My body never
it
rejected the hormones.
it
I
did.
just
It did.
tend
It did. Whatever pills you took, you need to go back to Walgreens and get a refund because your base.
I just tend to get a little.
No, sir. Whatever those hormone pills did not work. You got them shits off Timu, okay? Because all of your testosterone is rejecting that shit. But go ahead, sir. Miss Nigga, go ahead. Sir, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Okay, well, why you keep muting me? Why I can't handle you like I want to handle
No,
you?
because I don't do that. No,
Why do you keep
because
muting?
you're not in prison anymore, sir. So you're not going to be handling anything. All right. So what's on?
Bitch,
Oh, no.
I'ma handle y'all motherfucking ass today.
Okay. So what's on your mind, sir? What's on your mind, my good brother?
Sucking your dick again.
No, 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 sir. I'm not Kanye West. Okay, you have the wrong number. Okay,
Yeah, sucking your dick.
okay, yeah, and you're being very vulgar. We don't want your trauma being projected over here, sir. So anyway, you don't have anything constructive. You just said,
Yeah, it's suck.
okay, yeah, you're just saying weird, moist stuff. Okay. All right. Thank you, Miss Nigga. Let me get you out of here. You just being, we got children in here. We don't want that kind of filth. All right. Anyway, you got to watch out for that kind of stuff. All right. Let me, I'll get some more people in here in a minute. I'm still chopping it up. I'm still chopping it up, talking about the film and the movement. And like I was saying before I got interrupted by um Miss Nigga, I was saying that our brother Ryan Coogler, he was giving a nod to African culture without um encapsulating African culture with foundational Black American culture. And there's ways to do that because a lot of times when we acknowledge foundational Black American culture, people start running up, well, y'all, you denying Africa. Yeah. Listen, listen, genetically, we understand. We have African genetics, and we will give a nod to some ancestral remnants from Africa. We have no problem with that. Well, I can speak for myself. I don't have a problem with that. I can give a nod respectfully to some ancestral remnants from Africa, but we have to understand um, distant origins. That doesn't erase the fact that foundational Black Americans, we had an ethnogenesis and we've evolved into our own people through generational struggle, generational adaptation, and spiritual development on the soil here in America. So that has to be respected as well. Because what we're not going to do is have people use some distant remnants of Africa to completely erase the ethnogenesis that we've had here. That's where the disrespect comes in. Listen, all ethnic groups, they have layered origins, but what matters is the ethnogenesis. Irish people, they have Celtic and Norse and Anglo roots. Latinos, they have a lot of African remnants and Spanish roots, but each of these groups, they're recognized for their unique national or ethnic emergence. And foundational Black Americans are the same. We have African remnants, but our ethnogenesis is uniquely forged here in America. That's our lineage here, and it gives us our modern cultural power and identity. You understand? So yeah, when Tether, you niggas deny Africa. No, no, no. It's not about denying Africa. We just had an ethnogenesis. Look, the African retentions were often reimagined and reformed here. Even when we quote unquote retain some African practices, they were reinterpreted through the lens of American reality. We had a different experience here. That's why hoodoo is not African Vodun. It's not the same. It's very unique. That's why gospel is not traditional African spiritual chanting. It's completely different. You understand? These remnants, they become new creations, transformed by the land, transformed by the oppression, transformed by the spiritual resilience of foundational Black Americans. You understand what I'm saying, family? See, that transformation marks the birth of something new, and that's the foundational Black American identity. And that's okay. You see? We're respecting the culture that we have here. We stop that whole narrative that we don't have no culture. The hell we don't. We are the culture here. That's why I'm so proud of our brother Ryan Coogler and the movie Sinners, showing foundational Black American culture and how unique it is and how it impacts all other cultures here cultivated in America. There was one scene down there because some of that stuff they filmed in Louisiana. Some of that they filmed down in Louisiana. There was one scene they yo look at which one of my movies did I? Because we filmed in the same location down there. Because I was looking at the movie, I'm like, boy, that looks familiar. And it was some plantations um over in Louisiana that we filmed. It was either Hidden Colors 5 or Buck Breaking. It was either one of those films, either HC5 or Buck Breaking. And we filmed in some of the same locations. So it's a very interesting dynamic. But yeah, y'all go see that film again. If you've seen it, see it again. If you have not seen it, go out and see it. It's a phenomenal, beautiful piece, phenomenal piece. Because right now, what we're doing, family, there is a value of our culture. See, we have to start putting value on our lineage. That's why it was crucial. And I kept telling people it's crucial for us to value foundational Black American lineage because if we value it, other people will value it. You understand? And without foundational Black Americans, most social movements and cultural waves and political coalitions in America, they fall flat. They lack influence and they just collapse. The foundational Black Americans, we are the cultural pulse of this nation, from jazz, hip hop, fashion, slang. Foundational Black American culture sets the tone for what becomes mainstream in America. Global youth movements borrow from foundational Black American expressions and aesthetics. That's why if we don't validate something, it never becomes culturally dominant. That's why people always want us to stamp whatever they got going on. Y'all notice that? They always want us to stamp it. Somebody's calling us, hey man, what y'all FBAs think about Palestine? Hey, what y'all FBAs think about Israel? Hey, what y'all think about it ain't really valid unless we stamp that culturally. And they know this. That's why they stay in our mix all the time. They always stay in our damn mix. Listen, movements without foundational Black American um, um, participation, they just fall flat. They completely fall flat. It just doesn't pop off. And they know this. It lacks soul. It lacks visibility. Just like that, remember that hands-off march that they had? Y'all, some of y'all forgot about that. That thing came and went. They had that hands-off march. I told y'all that was going to be a nothing burger. There was a bunch of paid people out there. There was a bunch of people out there, fell flat, didn't do nothing. Ain't nobody even talking about that. That hands-off thing that they had all around the country, ain't nobody talking about that. That didn't put a ripple in nothing. You know why? We weren't a part of it. And that's what people were complaining. We're the Black people. We ain't got shit to do with that. That's y'all. You knock yourself out. Let's see how y'all get it popping without us. That shit was a nothing burger. It was an embarrassment. It didn't move nothing. It didn't shake nothing. It didn't accomplish nothing. We weren't a part of it, so it lacked everything. It didn't have a soul. Go back to the movie Sinners. That's why them white vampires needed Black people. You have to latch on to people with a soul. You feel me? The emotional, spiritual, and collective fuel that we bring, that was missing. Those rallies were nothing. FBA involvement, it don't just add numbers. It ain't about the numbers. It's about the energy, the rhythm, the visibility. It's the spirit, family. Yeah, they had a bunch of people at them rallies. I want y'all to understand something. It's not about the numbers. We're what, 12, 14% of the population, but we have the spiritual capital of this nation. We have the spiritual and moral dominance of the nation. We have a damn monopoly on that shit. And again, these people were out there by the millions, and it didn't mean nothing because the spirit wasn't there. Foundational Black Americans, we possess the legacy of moral authority. See, the world views foundational Black Americans as the conscience of America. You know, we went through 400 years of resistance from slavery to Reconstruction to civil rights. When we speak, people listen. That moral lineage gives authenticity to any movement that we choose to support. Nothing don't really move until we put a stamp on it. Yeah? Without us, there's no collective memory of resistance in the US like that. We were the heart of all the resistance movements that were significant. I'm talking about the Revolutionary War. We were significant in that. The Civil War, we were significant in that. Abraham Lincoln said we would not have won that war if it were not for the Black freedmen soldiers. Lincoln said that. See, they try to play this mind trick with us, talking about what we need to thank all the white people in the North who sacrificed to free us. Go to hell with that narrative. You're not going to run that game on us. That's cap. We saved ourselves. We were the ones putting in work during the Civil War and all the other wars. Eh? Without us, most movements just fall flat. They don't have a sense of purpose or strategy. Foundational Black American our culture is the default blueprint for cool, boldness, and courage. People just don't follow our music and our slang. They follow the attitude and the courage behind it, the confidence, the defiance, and the coolness that we just naturally exude. um, that's a resource that every movement tries to tap into. Yeah. No, when white people, when they try to, a cool white person is a white person acting like us. Hands down. Anytime a white, and I've said this before, anytime a white person looks or acts cool, they're acting like us. If there's a white woman who's doing something significant, she's doing an imitation of a black woman. If there's a Celine Dion, she's trying to sing like a black woman. If there's who are the white ones? Britney Spears. Well, remember, Britney was doing a little tired ass Janet Jackson impersonation. Yeah. And she made her money. She made her paper. But yeah, they had black producers that she was doing her little imitation. And then once that run out, now she's crazy as cat shit, dancing in the mirror in little bitty draws. Just crazy as cat shit right now. Yeah, you can have a hot moment, but yeah, you're not gonna have that sustainability like that without that sauce. You see, a lot of other groups, they attempt to try to replicate foundational Black American struggles in order to gain legitimacy. That's why these immigrant groups, they try to borrow from our struggle language. They run around here talking about civil rights and they're oppressed and they're out there singing "We Shall Overcome." Get your ass back over there to South America with all that. Don't come over here with that. No disrespect, but nah, y'all not gonna exploit our foundational Black American cultural icons, and then you get over here and start acting like the damn white supremacists. That's what I don't like. And I ain't inviting too many folks to the cookout these days. Go look at that movie. That movie was about that cookout, inviting the wrong people inside. Look at Sinners again. That part of the movie was so powerful to me. You inviting people in that shouldn't be in. That's the danger. That's where we get in trouble. We invite weirdos in, and then they come and poison us from the damn inside. Yeah, parasites and vampires, you have to invite them in. That's how they do damage because if they try to kick their way in, you can stop them. Then you already know that they're a threat. So, damn, everybody will get on code when they try to kick themselves in the door and when they try to do a hostile takeover, you see. That's when we know something is up, something is popping. We all get on code. See, that's what the Puerto Ricans did. See, that's where they messed up when they tried to do a hostile takeover of hip hop. They fucked up. You see, that's why Fat Joe tried to lead the charge. He tried to be on some, yeah, Puerto Ricans and blacks created hip hop 50-50. Now, deal with it. Nah, buddy. We all got on code against his ass. He's persona non grata. Remember when he was going to host the BET Awards? No more. That ain't going to happen. He had to tap out of that. See, he tried to be hostile with it. Nah. You can't do no hostile takeover with us. We get on code. When we see somebody trying to tell us what the business is going to be, nah, we start clicking up and getting on code against them. And collectively, we all got on code and got Fat Joe the hell up out of here. You see, because the dominant society, they were trying to push him on us like that. But see, we got to watch when people try to slither their way in. And then we invite them, and then they start doing damage from the inside. See, we got to watch that. But the thing is, our influence, foundational Black American influence, that's the engine for mass mobilization. See, when we get involved in a cause, the masses move from boots on the ground protests to social media. We make things go viral, etc. Other groups, they try to initiate movements, but they don't have a built-in network of cultural trust or social capital to mobilize on a scale that we have without our influence. See, foundational Black Americans, we bring a spiritual and ancestral energy that can't be imitated. See, well, there's a divine frequency in the foundational Black American experience, and that's rooted in survival, pain, triumph, and prophecy. And that energy, see, that fuels change. So when other groups march or organize, it lacks that ancestral spiritual power. And that just makes their bullshit performative and soulless. That's what the movie was about. Go look at Sinners again. It was about that ancestral frequency that we have that could tap into the real world and the spiritual world that the vampires wanted to latch on to. And the thing is, recognizing foundational Black American value that protects us against exploitation. When we understand our lineage value, people are less likely to be used as cultural foot soldiers for other agendas. See, well, we're not going to be used to be grifted into Pan-Africanism, immigrant coalitions, or rainbow coalitions when we're the muscle and the voice and the face of it, but we're not the beneficiary of the benefits. You understand? That's going to stop, because what happens is we let people leech off of us. We invite them in as minorities and people of color. Oh, he's a person of color. Oh, that's a minority. Well, come on in. And then we're the muscle, we're the energy, we're doing all the heavy lifting, and all these other people are getting all the damn benefits without lifting a damn finger. Because this is the thing, FBA family. Other folks ain't bringing nothing to the table. They're just not. Other people are not really bringing nothing to the table. You see? Without foundational Black American influence, most solidarity movements just crumble into chaos. Movements that try to exclude or sideline foundational Black Americans, they eventually implode. They implode. Because, see, we know how to organize, demand, create policy, change, bring attention. And when those FBA voices are missing, the messaging becomes weak, confused, and unimpactful. That's why when we start cleaning house based on lineage and start to ask questions, hey, where you from? Where your family from? Those are the most important things we can ask. Gatekeeping is perfectly fine. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, you niggas are being divisive. The CIA have you niggas are talking that dumb shit. You niggas must be with the FBI. The FBI hired you niggas to keep us divided. This dumb tether talk. What, did the FBI hire all them tribes over there where y'all burning each other with hottie goosey? Y'all just whooping each other's asses? Did the FBI do that? You talking about? No disrespect. But yeah, without us in the mix, these other movements, they just really fall flat. And that's the reality. Let me get some people in here. Well, speaking of tether, let's get RJ in here. RJ is a Nigerian tether. RJ, what's happening? RJ, unmute that microphone, sir. I am good, RJ. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. But don't downplay CIA involvement and stuff. Now are you caping for the CIA now? Like, let's not do that.
What are you talking about?
You just said the kids. When people complain about CIA, it's not a big deal. Like obviously it is.
No, listen,
So
you think the CIA is hiring people to be divided against Africans?
I believe the CIA hires people to sell out to other people. Yeah,
No, I asked you something specific. Does the CIA hire people to keep Black Americans and Africans divided?
that wouldn't be a hard thing to do.
You wouldn't need the CIA, because where's the solidarity anyway? You would have to have solidarity in order to have a division. Where's the solidarity?
There have been solidarity.
Where,
There have been
where,
black.
where?
There has been black Africans that have supported black Americans and black
No,
Americans that have
where it,
supported
no, the
black
only
Africans. So
solidarity is y'all fleeing here. That's not no real solidarity. That's, to a certain degree, exploitation. So
no,
what exactly would the CIA be infiltrating?
infiltrating black connections and black solidarity and camaraderie.
Where
That's
is
what they're being
it?
portrayed.
Where's the solidarity and camaraderie? Where?
Kwame, Nkrumah, like everyone, like
And
every black
from
activist.
60 years ago?
And it's
From
still
six,
happening
no, it
today.
ain't happening today. It's not happening today, and that wasn't to stop.
That's just
That wasn't to stop solidarity with him and Black Americans because we were clicked in with them. Kwame Nkrumah came over here, and got educated over here. They were stopping some of the movements over there with them, but there's
even
yeah, because
Even Fela Kuti. I know Fela Kuti got inspiration from James
yes, he
Brown and
did.
stuff, and that's another connection. So what are
But
we
yeah,
talking about?
what CIA with the CIA didn't stop nobody to do anything with Fela Kuti. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That any progress that deviates from that is white supremacy. So
Okay, you're just saying stuff. This is what I'm saying. So when we talk about that silly narrative that the CIA got you niggas divided from us, that's just babble, tether babble. There's no
the CIA have black Americans
there's
against
no
black Americans. What are you talking about?
there's no major coalition in order to bust up. That's what we're saying. So it's just don't talk silly. That's what we're saying. It's silly talk.
And you always talk out of both sides of your mouth. You say if an African
And
comes up
you
here and
eat
says
egusi out both sides of your mouth, and it's dripping down on your sandals. So what are you talking about, RJ? You're just babbling, sir.
when an African comes up here and blames African governments, then you flip it and say no, it's the white supremacy controlling the government. But when an African comes up here and blames white supremacy, then you start saying the government, the government. You always try to flip it and change narratives anytime
No, I
someone
don't, because
blames one
y'all
party.
know, because you tethers come over here talking about what about black on black crime in Chicago, niggas? And then we talk about how a lot of this stuff is orchestrated by the white supremacists. And y'all are the biggest defenders of white people. Y'all tethers, we get to talking about white people. Leave white people alone, nigga. That's my
You're
queen.
not saying that to me.
Yeah,
I'm not the one
yeah.
you're saying that
And you
to.
are a Democrat shill, sir. You are a complete Democrat shill. You cape for the damn
And
Democrats,
you're a
sir.
Republican shield.
And you are
You're a
lying.
Republican shield.
I didn't
You
vote.
hold
There's
water
no,
for the
no.
Republicans.
Yeah,
You hold water for the
no. I
Republicans.
don't, sir. You can't prove that I even voted for the Republicans. You voted for the Democrats, and you support the Democrats, sir, because you're an immigrant. You cannot prove.
You haven't criticized Trump
Sir,
once,
I
and people have been
proved
on
you.
his
You
ass.
can never prove. All you do is sit up here and tell the same lie over and over, and
All you do is,
that's another problem. You are a stereotypical lying tether, and that's the problem. That's why there's no trust. Y'all don't trust each other over there. You're hitting each other with
yeah, and you've sold that to
you're
Republicans.
throwing slingshots and boomerangs at niggas over there in your homeland because you don't trust each other because you lie all the time, just like you just lied now, sir. So you're proving my point, sir. So thank you very much. I don't want to hear more musty lies, RJ. Thank you. All right. He tells the same exact lie over and over again. That's not helping your image, RJ. All right, let's get Captain America. Captain America in the building. Captain America, hop on.
Man, what's cracking, cuz? Man, these tethers got some nerve to be coming up in here with that bullshit, man.
Yes, I
Just
know.
gonna tell y'all, tether straight out the dump, and you hunkies too. I'm just gonna tell y'all. When y'all come up here and y'all talking to Tariq, y'all better come with some goddamn class and integrity. Not laying my plane.
My man, thank you so much, sir. Oh man. Shout out to we got a lot of people in here. Shout out to everybody in here. In a world of chaos, confusion, and injustice, Radical Hope in the 21st Century by Raheem Shabazz. It's the blueprint for Black liberation and elevation and transformation. This is more than a book. This is a movement, a call to arms for thinkers, builders, and freedom fighters ready to shape a new future, unapologetically pro-Black, unshakably rooted in the truth. Get your copy now at necessaryblackness.com. That's necessaryblackness.com, because the revolution won't be televised, it will be read.